What if I told you that while companies are selling emergency food kits for $200 to $300, you could build a better, more nutritious stockpile at Aldi for under $35? In the next 12 minutes, I'll reveal the 12 essential foods that emergency companies don't want you to know about, show you exactly how to store them for decades, and explain why 2025 could be the last year to build your food security at these prices. Welcome to Food Fixer, where we expose the truth behind food marketing and help you eat better for less. If you're ready to take control of your family's food security without breaking the bank, hit that like button and subscribe for more money-saving food hacks. Let's start with a shocking truth that the emergency food industry desperately hopes you'll never discover. Those expensive survival food buckets you see advertised online? They're marking up basic food items by 400% or more simply by slapping a survival label on them. The nutrients are identical, the shelf life is the same, but the price is absolutely outrageous. Here's what really happens. Many of these companies source their rice, beans, and dried goods from the exact same suppliers that stock your local Aldi. They repackage it in fancy Mylar bags, add some marketing buzzwords like 25-year shelf life and complete nutrition, then charge you 10 times what you'd pay at the grocery store. It's the same food from the same farms, processed in the same facilities, but with a survival tax that would make your wallet weep. But here's where it gets even more concerning. Food prices jumped 21% last year alone, and experts are warning that 2025 could bring even more severe shortages and price hikes. Major agricultural regions are reporting their worst harvests in decades. California's Central Valley, which produces a massive portion of America's vegetables, is facing its third consecutive year of drought conditions. Meanwhile, wheat production in Kansas and Nebraska is down 30% from normal levels due to extreme weather patterns. Supply chain disruptions that we thought were temporary pandemic problems, they're becoming the new normal. Shipping delays, labor shortages, and fuel costs are creating a perfect storm that's hitting food production and distribution hard. The time to prepare isn't when the shelves are empty and prices have doubled. It's right now, while you can still find these essentials at reasonable prices. And that's where Aldi becomes your secret weapon. Their business model of private labeling and efficient operations means they consistently beat major competitors by 30 to 50%. While other stores are raising prices to maintain their profit margins, Aldi's lean structure allows them to keep costs low even during inflationary periods. Plus, their quality often equals or exceeds name brands. You're getting the same nutrition for a fraction of the cost. Now, let's dive into the 12 essential foods that will form the backbone of your emergency preparedness strategy. These aren't random picks. Each item was chosen based on shelf life, nutritional value, versatility, and real-world emergency experiences. First up is Live Well long-grain white rice, available at Aldi for $8.49 per 20-pound bag. That works out to about 4 cents per serving, and this single bag can provide the foundation for over 100 meals. White rice is a prepper staple for good reason. When stored properly in airtight containers with bay leaves to repel insects, it can last for decades. Store it at around 70 degrees Fahrenheit with low humidity, and your basement becomes the perfect rice vault. Next, grab Dakota's Pride pinto beans at $1.19 per pound. These protein powerhouses are your rice's perfect partner, and together they provide all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. Dried beans can last for decades when stored in wide-mouthed glass jars with gamma-seal lids. Add a bay leaf and a food-grade silica packet to prevent moisture and pests, and you've got protein security that will outlast most people's mortgages. Don't overlook Regano pasta at just 89 cents per pound. With global wheat shortages driving up prices everywhere else, this is crisis insurance that costs less than a candy bar. Pasta is quick to cook, filling, and incredibly versatile. Buy a variety of shapes because shortages often hit specialty shapes first, and store everything in airtight containers to prevent those dreaded pantry moths from turning your investment into expensive bird food. Here's where most people make a crucial mistake. They focus only on the staples and forget about the foods that make those staples actually edible. Happy Harvest diced tomatoes at 69 cents per can are facing what industry experts call a perfect storm of shortages. They're more versatile than tomato sauce and can transform plain rice and beans into something your family will actually want to eat. Plus, canned tomatoes often have higher lycopene levels than fresh ones, so you're getting better nutrition along with convenience. Chef's Cupboard chicken broth for $1.29 per 32-ounce box is your secret weapon for morale and health. During emergencies, your body needs more than just water. It needs electrolytes and minerals. Chicken broth provides sodium and essential nutrients while transforming bland grains into comforting, satisfying meals. Choose the shelf-stable boxes over refrigerated cartons for longer storage and easier stacking. Simply Nature organic peanut butter at $3.49 for 18 ounces might seem expensive compared to the other items, but it's pure energy in a jar. Peanut butter is calorie-dense, protein-rich, and requires zero refrigeration. It's also kid-friendly, which becomes crucial when you're trying to maintain normalcy during stressful times. Store jars upside down to prevent oil separation, and natural peanut butter will last up to 2 years unopened. Live Well Quick Oats for $1.69 per 18-ounce container gives you 13 hearty breakfasts for less than the cost of a single coffee shop visit. Oats are nutritious, cook quickly with minimal fuel, and provide the sustained energy your body needs during challenging times. Transfer them to airtight containers with oxygen absorbers to prevent spoilage and maintain that fresh taste. Dakota's Pride black beans at $1.19 per pound are the antioxidant champions of your stockpile. They're rich in nutrients that support immune function and cook faster than pintos, which saves precious fuel during power outages. Pro tip: soak beans overnight in the same water you'll cook them in to cut cooking time in half and preserve more nutrients. Happy Harvest sweet corn at 69 cents per can might seem like a luxury, but it's actually a strategic necessity. Canned corn is more nutritious than fresh in some ways, thanks to the canning process that preserves vitamins. More importantly, it adds sweetness and color to meals, making them more appealing, especially for children who might be struggling with the stress of an emergency situation. Store oil in small containers in a cool, dark place, because heat and light are oil's biggest enemies. Baker's Corner all-purpose flour for $2.19 per 5-pound bag gives you the power to create bread, pancakes, pasta, and more from scratch. With global grain supplies under increasing pressure, having flour on hand transforms you from dependent consumer to capable creator. Here's a crucial storage tip. Freeze flour for 48 hours after purchase to kill any weevil eggs, then store in airtight containers with bay leaves. Finally, Northern Catch Chunk Light Tuna for 95 cents per 5-ounce can provides shelf-stable, high-protein nutrition that requires absolutely no cooking. It's a reliable source of omega-3 fatty acids and B vitamins, and at less than $1 per can, it's protein insurance that fits any budget. Buy both water-packed and oil-packed varieties for different nutritional needs and store them in a cool, dry place for up to 5 years. Now, having the right foods is only half the battle. Proper storage is what transforms a shopping trip into a long-term security strategy. Leaving food in original packaging is asking for trouble. You need airtight containers, and this is not the place to cut corners. Invest in Gamma Seal buckets for bulk items like rice and beans, and use glass jars for smaller amounts. Bay leaves aren't just old wives' tales, they actually repel insects naturally. Silica packets or oxygen absorbers control moisture, which is the enemy of long-term food storage. Temperature and humidity control can make or break your investment. Store your food in a cool, dry place, ideally around 70 degrees Fahrenheit with low humidity. Basements are perfect. Garages are disasters waiting to happen. Temperature swings and moisture will turn your carefully chosen foods into expensive compost. Create a rotation system by marking all canned goods and flour with purchase dates. Rotate your stock every 6 to 12 months for flour and every 2 to 3 years for canned goods. This ensures you always have fresh supplies and reduces waste. Divide bulk items like beans and flour into meal-sized portions before storing. This prevents waste and makes meal preparation much easier when you're dealing with the stress of an actual emergency. Here's something most preparedness advice completely ignores: the psychology of emergency eating.
During stressful times, food isn't just about survival. It's about comfort and maintaining morale. Kids and adults are much more likely to eat meals that look and taste familiar.
Adding corn to rice and beans, using broth to flavor grains, or making pancakes from flour can be the difference between a family that thrives during a crisis and one that struggles. Food psychologists have discovered that sweetness, color, and variety become even more important during stressful situations. Stocking a range of items ensures you're not stuck eating the same bland meals day after day, which leads to something called food fatigue, where people actually start eating less and getting worse nutrition precisely when their bodies need it most. The warnings about 2025 aren't fear-mongering. They're coming directly from major food distributors who are already alerting retailers about significant shortages expected throughout the year. Droughts in key agricultural regions, ongoing conflicts affecting grain exports, and climate disruptions are impacting everything from wheat and oats to tomatoes and vegetable oil. Canned goods are facing aluminum shortages that could drive prices up 40% or more. But here's your advantage. By starting now, before the next crisis hits, you can build a food buffer that protects your family from both shortages and price spikes. Unlike the panic buying we saw in 2020, a steady, strategic approach lets you build your stockpile without breaking your budget or contributing to the problem. Here's your step-by-step action plan. Don't try to buy everything at once. That's how you end up overspending and overwhelming your storage space. Start small with rice and beans, then add pasta and canned tomatoes on your next Aldi trip. Each week, pick up 3 or 4 more items from this list. Within a month, you'll have a robust emergency pantry that costs you less than most families spend on a single restaurant dinner. Focus on proper storage from the beginning. Invest in quality containers and set aside a cool, dry space for your supplies. This isn't about hoarding, it's about being smart. Rotate your stock by incorporating these foods into your regular meals and replacing them as you go. This keeps everything fresh and ensures you actually know how to prepare everything when you need to. Stay informed about supply chain developments and adjust your shopping accordingly. If you see prices rising or shelves emptying for particular items, prioritize those on your next trip. Knowledge is power, and staying ahead of the curve protects your family and your wallet. Remember, many of these items have value far beyond just eating. Vegetable oil can fuel lamps, prevent rust, or even moisturize skin in a pinch. Flour transforms you from consumer to creator, letting you make fresh bread, pasta, or pancakes. Broth provides hydration and electrolytes, not just flavor. In a true emergency, these multi-use items become incredibly valuable for your family and potentially as trade goods with neighbors. The goal here isn't doomsday prepping or fear-based hoarding. This is about being a smart, responsible consumer in an increasingly unpredictable world. For less than the cost of a single restaurant meal for a family of 4, you can create a pantry that will feed your household for weeks, no matter what challenges come your way. Building food security is about taking control rather than hoping everything will work out. It's about gradual preparation rather than panic buying. It's about investing in quality storage and rotating your supplies so nothing goes to waste. Most importantly, it's about peace of mind, knowing that regardless of supply chain disruptions, price spikes, or natural disasters, your family will have nutritious, satisfying meals. Start with the basics this week, invest in proper storage, and begin your buffer one Aldi trip at a time. You'll sleep better knowing you're prepared, and you'll feel empowered knowing you beat the system that tries to charge premium prices for basic preparedness. If this video opened your eyes to the reality of emergency food pricing and gave you a practical path forward, smash that like button and subscribe to Food Fixer for more videos that help you eat better while spending less. Drop a comment below and let me know which items you're planning to stock up on first. And I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive even deeper into food security strategies that the big companies definitely don't want you to know about.